Alvina joins us bravely, I might add, and you know, obviously watching that and just looking at your arms, I think people can somehow try to sympathize or empathize. But for you, this starting 7 years ago, what has been the most difficult part of as this has progressed?
I can't sleep. I only get a couple hours of sleep a night because sometimes I'm just itching and I don't even know that I'm itching.
Is it only on your arms or is it on your legs too?
It's all over my body. It's on my
everywhere.
stomach, it's on my back, it's on my legs, the bottom of my feet, inside the palms of my hands.
Your face.
It's done spared my face.
Can you show us your arms?
Yeah, and it actually just keep going and going and going.
And you know, as physicians, I've never seen anything like that. I'm sure when you were out in public running into people and they'd see this, they'd like go,
yeah,
oh, what
yeah.
is...
If I'm wearing short sleeve and if I was to walk from here to across right now and nobody knows me, they would give this face like, oh my God, what is that? You know, and they would think that, you know, don't touch her, don't go by her, everybody stay away. It's kind of hard because I don't know if I could, I mean, it's been 7 years and I haven't passed anything on to anybody, so I thank God for that, but I don't know if it's contagious or I don't know. I just like I don't have no control over it. As far as even working, I remember at a time had to leave away from my desk because I went into an itch attack and it's everywhere. So when I go into an itch attack, it's probably gonna be a little while. And so I come back out and I was actually bleeding through my pants.
And it's proof when you're dealing with a problem like this, it's so much more than just skin deep, because you mentioned how physically bothersome, emotionally, what a burden it is, and she still doesn't have a diagnosis, and we wanted to try and solve Calvina's medical mystery. We sent her to board-certified dermatologist, Dr. Sonia Batra.
Can you tell me when it started and kind of how it came up?
About 7 years ago, I got bit by something. And I started going to the dermatologist. One mark popped up on my arm and they biopsied it and they came back and said it was prurigo. They said there was probably my nerves.
So before this all came up, had anyone ever discussed with you a tendency towards allergies or hives?
I was told that I may have like seasonal allergies, but that was about it.
Had you ever been checked for kidney disease or liver disease or any issues with your immune system before all of the skin issues came up?
No, nothing. And I have these records for you also.
I'll look at them while you're changing them and I'll come back in. I'm just going to take a look here. Are there any that you can point out to me that might be newer?
This one and that one. This is a new one.
Does it hurt when I press on them?
It doesn't hurt if you push it, just if you squeeze it.
The first place you had the bite, where was that?
That was actually right here. The purple mark is not there anymore. They're on the bottom of my feet, side of my feet.
And you scrape them down. How often do you pick at these or try to cut away the extra skin?
All the time. There's some in the back of my head.
The scalp too. I have some ideas, but what I'd like also to do is just some testing of our own. The first thing we would do is actually take a sample of the skin, which is called a biopsy. One on this brand new spot. The other one I'd like to do is this thicker one that's been there for a long time. I think that that might help us understand the progression. I'd also like to do some blood tests. What we were planning to do was a comprehensive metabolic panel. So it should include your kidney, your liver, thyroid.
Is that something different from the blood work I've already had?
I think you've had different components of what we're doing today, but it didn't look like anybody had ever run it all at once. I'm just going to do a culture swab. It's just to test and see if there's any kind of bacteria. I'm all done with the tests, and we're going to really get you some results in the next couple days.